Try to hold me back, but I'm not done. I had to walk alone cause I'm not the one.
Hello YouTube, this is Easy Breezy and we are still on our 31 days of December level up journey. All right, 31 days, 31 videos, and 31 ways to level up before 2024. So in this video, we are doing shadow work when it comes to dating and relationships, so we can understand ourselves more, so we can attract an ideal relationship that is healthy and harmonious. All right, so the reason why we are doing shadow work on ourselves and not necessarily just talking about what we want in a partner, because we have to be able to spot red flags and act on them. Okay? So if we spot red flags but we don't act on it, then it defeats the entire purpose. You know, you may attract someone, but things about you may bring out sides in them that end up being toxic down the line, or because you lack boundaries or lack self-respect for yourself, then it can create a toxic environment later on down the line. So you know how they say, like, you attract who you are. I get that, but it's a little bit misleading. You attract people on your frequency. That doesn't mean that you and this person are exactly the same or have exactly the same issues, right? You know, normally your personality is going to complement that person, whether in a good way or a toxic way. So, you know how they say that a narcissist is always paired with an empath, and that's because they are on the same frequency, but they have complementary personality traits that allow them to, have that chemistry. You have to have someone that is manipulative in that instance, and someone who actually like almost wants to be manipulated for that to even work, right? Now, I'm not going to say want to be manipulated, but allows it to happen. So the reason why we have to do shadow work once again is so we can spot these traits and we can, nip it in the butt immediately, or we can have the strength to walk away. So I wrote down a few things that I needed to work on, that I need to work on now, so that I can have harmonious relationships in the future. But these are things that I lacked in the past or that I was not very good at. Okay. So the first thing is boundaries. Okay. I allowed my ex to yell at me, scream at me within the first month of us dating. Okay? First month. Yell at me, scream at me, cuss, act irate, and to the point where the first time it happened, I got out of his car in the middle of the road, in the middle of nowhere. I didn't care where I was. I walked in a random neighborhood and I was going to call an Uber home because I did not want to be in his presence anymore. And that's the moment I realized, is this nigga crazy? You know what I'm saying? So I allowed him to display that level of aggression, and instead of walking away and allowing him to really sit and ruminate on his actions and come to me and apologize or not, I just tried to work it out quickly, or I tried to forgive the situation and I tried to move past it without, allowing me to want more from myself. When you walk away from someone after they do something, crazy to you, you shouldn't expect that to be a punishment for that person, because you'll never know. This person may never take accountability. They may never, apologize or, take accountability for their actions. So having boundaries means having the strength to walk away and possibly never go back. You know what I'm saying? So, because I lacked boundaries, I allowed him to speak to me crazy and without any consequence, I just argued back and forth with him. I'm like, you got anger issues and blah, blah, blah. And I really shouldn't have done all that. Like, I should have just, separated myself until he realized, damn, why did I talk to her like that? Like, that wasn't even necessary. And the reason why I know that he knew that this was an issue is like later on in the relationship, he ended up telling me that when he was in college, he yelled at a girl that he was talking to, and he told me that she blocked him and they never spoke again. And the way he spoke about her, it kind of made me a little bit envious of her. I was like, damn, that girl had boundaries. She had respect for herself. And now his last memory of her is her choosing herself. So you can't ever think that this person is the prize, or I'm going to let this person disrespect me or talk to me any type of way, just to have someone, because they're going to lose respect for you and they're going to continue that behavior, and it's going to amplify over time. So instead of me, going back and forth with him, getting mad at him back, getting out the car and then getting back in the car instead of me just leaving the way I intended to, I wish I would have just walked away instead of, going back and forth with him, because that behavior, it only intensified as time went by. So once again, one thing that I have to work on is having boundaries. You're not going to talk to me any type of way. You're not going to put your hands on me. You're not going to throw women in my face or try to make me feel less of myself, try to compare me to other women that you've had. You're not going to threaten me by dangling the relationship over my head, like, oh, if you don't do this, I'm gonna leave, or maybe you just not my type, or you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not your type, leave. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't strong enough to say that. I just wanted to fight for the relationship, and oh my gosh, when I think of my old self, it really does make me cringe. So yes, I have to work on my boundaries. And number 2, following that, I have to work on healthy detachment. Healthy detachment is you choosing you no matter what happens. No matter how long you've known someone, no matter what you've invested in the relationship, it does not matter. You have to be willing to walk away from a situation that is not serving you, because people know what they are doing. Okay? People know what they're doing. No one is walking around oblivious to how to treat a woman in a relationship. Men are not walking around oblivious. They get away with what you allow, right? So if you don't have the nerve to walk away from someone who is disrespecting you, not appreciating you, taking you for granted, then this behavior is only going to continue. And it's not going to continue in a way that is clear. It's going to be like a cycle. It's going to be disrespect, then it's going to be love bombing. Then you're going to think that the relationship is fine again. Then it's going to be disrespect, and then it's going to be love bombing. And it's going to keep going in this cycle. So, when you give a guy an inch and he takes a mile, sometimes it's hard to leave the relationship and it's hard to choose yourself because of this back and forth, right? But we have to understand that if we don't do certain things to other people, why would they do it to us? Like, if I have enough sense to not put you down when I'm mad at you, or put my hands on you, or throw other men in your face, why don't you have the common sense to not do that to me? You know, so people know what they're doing. And if someone is tearing you down, making you feel less of yourself, and you know their presence is not serving you, then you have to be strong enough to walk away if necessary. And don't expect you walking away to teach that person a lesson. Sometimes if that person is immature and they refuse to take accountability and they refuse to acknowledge that you are valuable in their life and they don't want to fight for you, sometimes you just got to let them live life. Live life, see what it's like without me. I know the grass ain't greener on the other side, but you can pretend it is. You can pretend. I'm gonna let you pretend on social media. So, another thing that I have to work on is my emotional stability and not taking everything so personal. This was a weakness that I had in my last relationship. My ex was very judgmental, very critical, very prude, you know, very, why are you doing that? Why are you wearing this? Don't post this, don't post that, don't talk to this person. Why are you still friends with this guy? I thought you wasn't. Like it was constant criticism, constant judgments, just constant. It was from the beginning to the end of their relationship, okay? And instead of me, you know, not taking what he said serious, taking it, you know, for a grain of salt, realizing that this guy does not pay my bills, number one. He doesn't pay my bills, number two, and he don't pay my bills, number three. So why would I care about his opinion so much? The things that he used to criticize me about and tell me not to do and, you know, try to control things about me, I used to take it so personal, and I used to like literally fight for my freedom or fight for him to not criticize me, right? So I remember one time we were talking about like our religious views, and I was telling him how I studied astrology, and you know how sometimes like I use astrology during my spiritual awakening. And he was like basically trying to downplay it, how it's not real, and you know it's like a bunch of, you know, hoopla or whatever he was saying. And I took it so personal, y'all. I was like so angry, I was so offended. Like when I was with him, I got real quiet and I stopped talking to him. And when I left his house, I sent him a long message, and it was like, I don't appreciate you criticizing me. I'm not gonna be with a man that criticizes my beliefs and doesn't respect my beliefs and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't say nothing about your religion. You know, I didn't say nothing about you and what you believe. And, you know, I just went on this whole essay about how I was offended about him talking about astrology. Like I own astrology or something, right? And that was a problem, like, because he was literally even trying to set a boundary like that, it was impossible with this guy. So that turned into an argument. Everything turned into an argument with this person. And I just wish that in those moments, I would have just not cared. You know, I wish I would have heard that statement that he made about it and was like, oh, cool. You know, but I guess I wasn't secure in myself enough, and I didn't have like enough, like my skin wasn't tough enough, you know. I didn't have thick skin, and I basically let anything, you know, penetrate me and make me reactive, you know. Also, one more thing that I have to work on within myself is realize that everyone projects. There's positive projection and there's negative projection, right? We only speak our judgments on people, our opinions, everything derives from our own experiences. So if someone says something good about you, it's something that they possess within themselves, they see within themselves, and it's a positive trait that that person sees in you, that they possess. And negative projection is when someone points out something that they don't like in you, or some type of negative statement, but even that resides within them. They say if you spot it, you got it. So if you spot beauty in someone, you have that beauty within yourself, or you acknowledge it within yourself at least. If you spot ugliness in someone, then you acknowledge ugliness within you. So I have to learn that don't take nothing personal. Everything is projection. Do not take nothing personal. It's not about me. It never was about me. And it's never going to be about me. So if I'm around someone that positively projects around me and makes me feel good about myself, and we have a harmonious, positive relationship, then, that's someone I want to be around. But if I'm around someone who negatively projects on me, that just shows that they are miserable inside. That shows that they are unhappy inside. We all have ugly qualities. We all have negative traits and, low vibrational thoughts, but not everything is projected. You see what I'm saying? So, you'll know someone, let's say, two people, right? Addie and Annie. Addie is going through a miscarriage, right? Annie's going through a miscarriage as well. But when you're around Addie is still positive. Addie's still smiling. She's still a positive person to be around. You can't really you're not negatively affected by what she got going on in her personal life, right? Addie's still, a good person to be around. She's still magnanimous. She's still giving. She's still enjoyable to be around. And then you have Annie that is taking it, hard. She became that may be a bad example. Not a miscarriage. Let's say a breakup. I'm so sorry, y'all. So Annie is going through the breakup too, but she's bitter and she's miserable and she hates all guys now, and now she don't trust no women. You know what I'm saying? And now when you're around her, she just acts really unpleasurable. She's unpleasurable to be around, and her ex made her insecure, so now she negatively projects on all women, and she acts like a hater now. So even though Addie and Annie went through the exact same thing, their response to it is completely different. So you just have to understand that, don't take nothing personal, because if someone is a pleasure to be around, then most likely they have a positive mindset for the most part, and they are just at peace within their spirit. And if you're around someone that is pure hell to be around, or it's a constant emotional roller coaster with this person, or you have to walk on eggshells around them because they get emotionally violent and stuff like that, that person has turmoil within themselves. Maybe they're not happy about where they are in life. Maybe they're jealous of qualities in you that they feel like they don't possess. People have 100,000,001 reasons to be jealous, envious of someone else, and to be bitter. So now I know not to take anything personal, and if someone wants to throw shade at me, I'm just gonna look at them like, damn, you must be going through it. You must be going through it. And instead of getting angry, now I can feel compassion for that person, and I can feel bad for them, actually. But instead of me playing Captain Save-A-Ho and Captain Save-A-Nigga, now I can just distance myself, because I have to practice healthy detachment. Because just because you're going through things in life and I have compassion for you does not mean that I'm going to let you continue to tear me down, right? So, yes, you guys, this video was so needed. If we don't practice respect for ourselves and we don't practice real self-love, we will let anything and everything happen to us. If we don't stand on morals and values for ourselves, we'll let anyone do anything to us. And we'll think that we can change that person or heal that person or, love them into treating us better. But really, no. Really, no. You can't change no one. The only thing that you can do is influence them. And the only way to really influence someone to start respecting you and start appreciating you is giving them the gift of your absence. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it empowered you and it gave you some ideas and it really helps you level up, love yourself, respect yourself. And, through loving yourself, you attract love and you're able to see what's real love and what's non-love. You'll be able to walk away from vicious, toxic relationship cycles earlier and easier if you have more love and respect for yourself. All right. So, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. Like this video and make sure y'all stay tuned. Every single day in December, I'm uploading a brand new video. And honey, we are leveling up. Okay, we are not going backwards. We are not going down. We're only going up. So I'll see y'all in the next video.